to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Well, have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support you every step of the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune into the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is Monday, April 15th, 2024. And hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode of the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And today we're diving into a deep special affirmation, and it's I recognize the beauty in my perfections and I embrace them with love. So as we journey through this episode, I want to open up our hearts to lessons and liberations that come with accepting ourselves fully. And also remember that April is the month of affirmation for others, the month of blooming and blossoming. And so just a reminder that every day, Monday to Friday here at the Season of Self-Love, we are breaking down these different affirmations that I'm using to better understand how they imply in our lives, all right? So let's take a quick break, and then we'll come back. We're going to go more deeper to understanding what this affirmation means for us, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Get ready to bloom and blossom this April with Season of Self-Love. It's a month filled with daily affirmations designed to uplift and empower you on your self-love journey. Join us as we delve deeper into these affirmations and learn how they can positively impact your daily life. Hosted by the insightful Nyomi Banks, each episode promises to be an incredible affirmation experience. Plus, we're thrilled to have our resident therapist, Dr. Will Washington, joining us to provide expert guidance and support. Tune in daily to the Season of Self-Love podcast, and let's discover together the power of self-love, affirmation, and personal growth. Don't miss out on this transformative journey. Subscribe now and start blooming into the best version of yourself. The Season of Self-Love podcast, where every day is an opportunity for growth and self-love.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about understanding the affirmation of I recognize the beauty in my imperfections and I embrace them with love. So before we start this episode today, I want to take a moment to just center ourselves with a brief guided meditation, all right? So I want you to find a comfortable seated position. Now close your eyes. Now I want you to take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with air. Now exhale, slowly releasing any tension that you may be holding on to. Now as you continue to breathe deeply, I want you to repeat this affirmation silently to yourself. I recognize the beauty in my imperfections, and I embrace them with love. I want you to allow these words to sink into your mind, into your heart. I want you to visualize a warm golden light surrounding you, developing you into a cocoon of love and acceptance. So with each breath, you feel this light filling you with compassion and understanding for your imperfections. Now I want you to notice how these imperfections make you unique and beautiful. And I want you to embrace them as a part of your journey, knowing that they do not define your worth. So now as you bask in this self-love and acceptance, I want you to bring your awareness back to the present moment. And when you are ready, I want you to gently open your eyes, feeling refreshed in peace. And I want you to remember that you are worthy of love just as you are. And I want you to embrace your imperfections with compassion and kindness, all right? All right? So if you are new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, it's something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, that we do to center ourselves, ground ourselves before we get into the topic at hand. And today is all about the affirmation, I recognize the beauty in my imperfections and embrace them with love. With love. And see, this affirmation is a very powerful tool in our self-love toolkit. You see, it's about seeing the beauty in our so-called flaws and embracing them not just as a part of us, but as a part that enhances us. So today we explore why embracing our imperfections is just not necessary, but it's transformative. And so with understanding imperfection, it's say, why do we see certain traits as imperfections? And how can shifting our perspective change our relationship with ourselves? You know, that is a very important question. Because we do ask ourselves, why do we do that to ourselves? And see, the reason is because we often see certain traits as imperfections because of societal standards, personal insecurities, or comparison to an idolized version of ourselves or others. And see, with this perception, it can make us feel inadequate or flawed, leading us to a negative self-image and diminish our self-worth. A lot of times we go into comparing ourselves to loved one, friends, older sisters, older brothers, and that tends to rock our self-esteem. And I think we talked about this in the very beginning of self-love, how we identify ourselves by what other people feel, think, or what has been given to us, what's been told to us. And so with this affirmation, it's now about embracing who you are, all of your flaws. When you look at that mirror in the morning, embrace every flaw that you have. Embrace all the goodness that you have. All the war wounds that you have, all the bruises that you have. Embrace them. And as I always say, I thank mine. Because not only does it make me uniquely me, but also each one of those bruises or marks that I have on my body, in my face or whatever, those are signs of me that I've lived life. And behind each one of those markings, there is a story to be told. There is a lesson that was learned. And only I was able to go through that and still be standing here today. And that's the way that I've shifted my perspective when looking at that. And here's another way of shifting our perspective. Involves changing the way that we view these traits and reframing them in a more positive light. So you see what I just did there about all of my bruises, all of my war wounds, as we will call it. My stretch marks. Those stretch marks that I have that created that because I held 3 beautiful human beings in my stomach that allowed me to gain weight in my thighs. that I was able to birth these beautiful human beings. That's an amazing gift that I have. And I look at it as a gift because trust and believe, all women don't have that gift. For 2 of my pregnancies, I was borderline not able to have that miracle. So for me, when I look at those stretch marks, when I look at those bruises on the back of my butt or, on my thighs or on my stomach, I embrace them fully and I love them because it has helped me give life to others. And again, this is what makes me unique. This is where I can start to appreciate these valuable parts of who I am. Another thing is about changing our relationship with ourselves, and it begins with self-compassion and self-acceptance. So when we shift our perspective and embrace our imperfections with love and understanding, then we cultivate a deeper sense of self-love and self-compassion. And see, in this in turn, it can boost our self-esteem and confidence and overall well-being. So what I did with you all is I just shared, some of the things that I used to battle with comparing my body to certain people, to models. Because remember, I spent majority of my adult life in front of a camera, on someone's stage, performing. And in between there, I was blessed enough to have 3 beautiful queens. But in the process, I've gotten older. There's weight that's been put on. The skin, the elasticity is not the same that it was before. But me going through this self-love journey, this healing journey, it allowed me to embrace that. To understand that those imperfections is who make me who I am. That's why. And also by practicing gratitude, that's another thing, practicing gratitude for our strengths and weakness and treating ourselves with kindness and forgiveness and focusing on our inner qualities rather than external standards. This will allow us to transform our relationships with ourselves. See, by embracing our imperfections as part of our journey, it allows us to grow, learn, evolve into our more authentic selves. And see, again, as I shared that story, and that's only a little part of my story, with 3 beautiful, beautiful human beings, spiritual human beings that I birthed, that allow me to embrace my imperfections. But not only that, but I was chosen to be able to do that. That's amazing. And I thank for that. I am so thankful for that. And why? Because it was times that it was told to me that I wouldn't be able to do that, or I would need help to do that. So when I talk about this affirmation of I embrace, when I talk about this affirmation, about I recognize the beauty of my imperfections and I embrace them with love, I do. I do. And that's only a part of it. That's only a part of it. So whatever when you look at in that mirror and you see an imperfection of you there, embrace it. Embrace it. And when I say thank those bruises and those imperfections, do that. I know some of those scars may come from the most traumatic situation in your life, But I want you to look at it like this, okay? Just hear me out when I say this. You now have the tools to heal from that trauma. But not only that, but you can take that trauma and turn it into a triumph situation for you and someone else. And I know this sounds so morbid when I say this, but it's like, thank you. Now, where can I take this trauma and make it a triumph at? Who can I share this story with to help them through the pain that I've been through? How can I allow my imperfection be someone else's glory? That's how you can take and change that perspective of that trauma. And at least help you. And take the tools that you've learned from here at the Season of Self-Love, or even if you've spoken with Dr. Will or whatever therapist that you've spoken with. This is all with recognizing that beauty of those imperfections. And that's where that imperfection comes from. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't know, something just put it on my heart to say that, to make sure that everyone understood what I meant. Because a lot of people, imperfection come from a traumatic situation. But I want to help you to turn that traumatic situation, change the perspective of that. So where you can heal. So you can have better peace in your life. So you can have better relationships with others. So when you on that outside, when you look at that light and you outside that light looking into that dark that you just came from, boy, that's an amazing feeling. It's an amazing experience. And then when you can sit and talk and share that story with someone, and you can see and feel it in their eyes and in their energy, that you have now just helped someone just a little bit. That's the beauty in that imperfection. That's the beauty. And I hope I didn't lose anybody by saying that. All right? All right, so now let's talk about embracing with love. Now, here's a common question. What does it truly mean to embrace something with love? And how can we apply this to our own self-image? So by embracing something with love means accepting it wholeheartedly without judgment or criticism. So when we apply this concept to our own self-image, it involves treating ourselves with kindness, compassion, and understanding, regardless on our perceived flaws or imperfection. So the story that I just shared before, this applies there. This applies there. So now to apply this to our self-image, we can start by practicing self-love and self-compassion. And this means being gentle with ourselves and acknowledging our humanness and treating ourselves as we would treat a dear friend. So it involves recognizing that we are worthy of love and acceptance just as we are, with all of our strengths and all of our weaknesses. See, it's one way to practice embracing our self-love with love is through positive affirmations and self-talk. So by replacing negative self-beliefs with positive and empowering statements, we can reshape our self-image and we can cultivate a more loving relationship with ourselves. So additionally, engaging in self-care activities, setting boundaries, and prioritizing our well-being are all ways to demonstrate love and respect for ourselves. And it's important to remember that our self-love journey, that it requires practice, patience, and consistency. So by making a conscious effort to embrace ourselves with love each day, we can gradually shift our self-image towards one that is compassionate and accepting of empowering. All right, so this is what I want to do right now. I want to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to go a little deeper into this affirmation, all right? Like I said, we're going to be peeling the layers to these onions, and these onions are the affirmations, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on this season of Self-Love Podcast, and we'll be right back. Hey, it's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. We're bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by Neon.com, Mike, as well as the BTG crew. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to asknaomi.com and tell them Naomi sent you.
Get ready to bloom and blossom this April with Season of Self-Love. It's a month filled with daily affirmations designed to uplift and empower you on your self-love journey. Join us as we delve deeper into these affirmations and learn how they can positively impact your daily life. Hosted by the insightful Nyomi Banks, each episode promises to be an incredible affirmation experience. Plus, we're thrilled to have our resident therapist, Dr. Will Washington, joining us to provide expert guidance and support. Tune in daily to the Season of Self-Love podcast, and let's discover together the power of self-love, affirmation, and personal growth. Don't miss out on this transformative journey. Subscribe now and start blooming into the best version of yourself. The Season of Self-Love podcast, where every day is an opportunity for growth and self-love.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about understanding the affirmation, I recognize the beauty in my imperfections and embrace them with love. And I want to talk about the power of self-acceptance. We'll discuss on how accepting ourselves fully can lead to a deeper joy and genuine peace. In last week's show, when Dr. Will had joined us, I talked about a moment that I was truly at peace. And it was such an amazing feeling, but I have to remember to be able to continue to feel this inner peace, right? That I need to actively practice some things, right? Well, I have a few things that I want to share with you on how I can continue practicing actively to be at peace. One is reducing inner conflict. See, with self-acceptance, it reduces the inner conflict and self-criticism, allowing us to let go of unrealistic expectations and perfectionism. So remember, I always say that I am a recovering perfectionist, and I am. And I have to check myself on a daily. I do. That's something that we truly have to remember. Even though we are going through this self-love journey, even though we're going through this healing journey, we have to understand that we are not perfect. We have to understand that we have been living in this human body, going through these human experiences for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, how old you are. And so remember, as we are untraining and unlearning ourselves of those old habits that we have, we still have to have compassion for ourselves. We have to understand that we are not perfect. We have to applaud the change that we have, and even noticing when we do step back. When you can acknowledge that step back, that's growth. When you can acknowledge that step back, that's growth. So guess what that is? That's a win for you. That's a win for us. When we can acknowledge that step back. Now, when we acknowledge, then what do? We adjust it. Those are a win-win for us. That's a win-win for us. Okay, so you see, this inner peace, it comes from embracing our imperfections and our vulnerabilities as part of our unique human experience. So that step back, remember that step back, and we're able to acknowledge it and adjust it, and then advance and move forward. Yeah. That's also a part of that beauty, that inner beauty. Recognize it within our imperfections. Also, it's about embracing our authenticity. When we accept ourselves fully for who we are, we allow ourselves to be authentic and true to who we are and can always be. See, this authenticity, it cultivates a sense of freedom and liberation, leading to a greater joy and peace. And when I tell you, that is what I feel all the time. Was it challenging getting there? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. But again, that is why the season of self-love was created. So you can have someone here I am. You can have someone that you can write to and say, hey, Nyomi, look, I was going through this today. How did you get through that? Or do you know of any situation? Or better yet, let me go ask Dr. Will. Or scroll through some of the old shows and say, let me see if there's something that they talked about over there. Because see, we embracing those imperfections over here. We using them imperfections as learning tools for us. Those are all in our toolkits. Because we understand that there is no such thing as perfection. See, and this goes to promoting emotional resilience. You see that? See, when we accept ourselves fully, we develop emotional resilience and a sense of self-worth that buffers against life challenges. See, this resilience allows us to navigate difficulties with greater ease and find peace amidst chaos. When I tell you that self-love is helping me, the season of self-love is helping me as well. And see, Nyomi, how can you sit there when you got all that stuff going? You got your business going on, you got your mom's diagnosis going on, you got a little one that you got to raise, you got this, you got that, you got this. You know why? How? It's because I've seen how far I've come. I've seen the lives that I've lived within this life. And I came to look at things from a different perspective now. Now I'm going to be honest. Is it like that every day? Hell no. No. But the thing is that I have the knowledge. I have the verbiage. I've seen it with my own eyes that there's a different perspective of it. And if what I hadn't seen with my own eyes, I understand that I can create it. That I can create it. And how I can create it is because I know who I am. I know how resilient I am. I know how driven, compassionate that I am. I know the power within me, and that's God. So that's how I can get through the chaos. That's how if I was in chaos yesterday and I felt down and low yesterday, I'm able to work to be able to pick myself up. Yes. Me having an intimate relationship with myself and loving myself. Knowing to go grab certain books to read to help me to better myself. Me also being open to receive advice or, a certain thing from others. Me understanding that every day is a learning experience for me. Not taking things personal, seriously. Living by that book, The Four Agreements. And also with that book, The Four Agreements, what it helps me to do, it helps enhance my relationship with not only with myself, but with others. See, by enhancing our relationship, it's about accepting ourselves fully and enabling us to form deeper and more fulfilling relationships with others. So when we are comfortable in our own skin, we can show up authentically in our interactions, fostering genuine connections that bring joy and peace. I had an incident this weekend that I was watching something of someone that I knew. And for a quick moment, I was triggered by what this person was saying because I felt like this person wasn't living in their authentic self. And then I had to check myself. Like, how dare you question someone else's authenticity? That ain't what you're supposed to be doing, girl. All you need to do is pray that that person truly heals and find who they are, so they can be that amazing person that they're speaking about now, regardless to the conversations that they've had with you. That's not for you to judge. Maybe why you were put in their lives so you can help them along that journey, but not to judge them. So that shouldn't trigger you, because guess what? That ain't about you. And I had to check myself on that. And me checking myself on that and having empathy for others and myself, and understanding that that person's journey is that person's journey. And whatever I'm supposed to play in that part, then I play it. But I don't come in that person's journey to judge them, if that makes sense. We get caught up we get tripped up in that sometimes. I just want to share with you all on how me embracing my imperfections has allowed me to have amazing relationships with other people. So much better relationships with people. But it also taught me on how to set boundaries as well. Yes, it has. Also, what it does is help me to foster my mindfulness. Self-acceptance, it encouraged mindfulness, the practice of being present and non-judgmental. Mindfulness helps us to cultivate inner peace by grounding us in the present moment and fostering a sense of acceptance towards ourselves and our experience. So see, overall, accepting ourselves fully is a transformative journey that leads to greater joy, peace, and fulfillment in our life. So embracing by who we are with love and compassion, we can cultivate a profound sense of well-being that radiates from within. So with all I just shared with you all, this is how I'm able to break down that affirmation for me. And my prayer is that that same affirmation that you can take and you can break it down for you. Now what I'm going to do right now, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to come back. And we're going to talk about this topic a little bit more. Just a little bit more, all right? It's your girl, D-Goddess, Nyomi Banks, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we'll be right back.
Are you ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life? Introducing Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off Your Healing Living Journal by Nyomi Banks. This transformative journal is your personal guide to achieving physical, mental, and emotional well-being. With its easy-to-follow prompts and powerful exercises, you'll embark on a 90-day healing journey like no other. Each morning, as you open the pages of this journal, you'll discover thought-provoking questions, uplifting affirmations, and space to reflect on your progress. It's your secret weapon to breaking free from old patterns and embracing a healthier, sexier you. Say goodbye to self-doubt and hello to self-love. Good Morning, My Sexy People will empower you to make positive changes every single day. You'll develop healthy habits, cultivate gratitude, and unlock your true potential. Whether you're seeking to improve your fitness, boost your confidence, or find inner peace, this journal is your trusted companion. It's the support system you need to stay motivated, focused, and inspired throughout your journey. Don't wait another day to start living your best life. Good morning, my sexy people. 90 days to kick off. Your Healing Living Journal by Nyomi Banks is available now on Amazon. Grab your copy today and begin your transformation. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself, set your intentions, and unleash the sexy, vibrant person within. Get your copy of Good Morning, My Sexy People today, and let the healing begin.
All right, welcome back. It's your girl goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today, we're talking about understanding the affirmation, I recognize the beauty in my imperfection and embrace them with love. And April is the month of blooming and blossoming, right? So with April, it's the theme of renewal and growth. It's the perfect time to plant seeds of self-love and watch them bloom. So with each affirmation that we choose is like water and sunlight to these seeds. So let's nurture them together and celebrate the growth that comes with this season. And see, for affirmation, we use them as tools. So it says, how can daily affirmation transform our mindset and help us bloom, right? So I'm going to remind you on why daily affirmations can be a more powerful tool to transform our mindset and help us to bloom into varied aspects of our lives. And I'm going to share 7 ways on how daily affirmations can have a positive impact. 1 is positive self-talk. Daily affirmations encourage positive self-talk, which can help reframe negative thought patterns and beliefs by repeating positive affirmations. And we can start to prioritize more empowering beliefs with ourselves. Number 2 is it can increase our confidence. See, affirmation that focus on our self-worth, our confidence, and our abilities, it can boost our self-esteem and confidence levels. So by reaffirming our strengths and our capabilities daily, we begin to believe in ourselves more wholeheartedly. Number 3, manifestation. Affirmations can help us to clarify our goals and intentions, making it easier to manifest our desires. So when we are consistently, affirm our intentions, we set a positive tone for the day and align our thoughts with our admiration. A mindset shift is number 4. Daily affirmation can facilitate a shift in mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. We talk about that often. We talk about that often, about shifting our mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. But also by reinforcing beliefs such as, I am capable of learning and growing. See, with this, we cultivate a mindset that is open to challenge and it sees failures as opportunities for growth. Number 5, stress reduction. Positive affirmation can help us to reduce stress and anxiety by promoting feelings of calmness and inner peace, by incorporating affirmation that relate to relaxation and presence. And we can create a sense of tranquility in our daily lives. Number 6 is improve resilience. Since regularly practicing affirmations can enhance our emotional resilience by fostering a more positive outlook on life. Affirmation that emphasizes on resilience and adaptability and self-care can help us to bounce back from setbacks more effectively. And our last one, number 7, is to enhance focus. Affirmations can improve our focus and concentration by redirecting our attentions to what truly matters to us. So by setting daily affirmations that align with our values and priorities, we stay focused on our goals and we remain motivated to pursue them. So by incorporating all of these positive affirmations into our daily routine, we can gradually shift our mindset, boost our self-confidence, and reduce stress and cultivate a more positive outlook on life. So consistency and belief and the affirmations are key to experiences their transformative effects over time. So embracing this natural cycle of growth and renewal in our self-love practice is all about seasonal self-love. All right, so as we wrap up today's episode, I encourage you to look in the mirror and say today's affirmation. I recognize the beauty in my imperfections, and I embrace them with love. And I want you to say it with conviction and feel the power in your words. Again, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of acceptance and love. And I want you to remember that each step that you take on this path, it enriches not just your life, but the lives of those that are around you. Again, my beautiful people, I appreciate every single one of you all. And if you know anybody that needs this, send it to them. Send them the link. Send them to the seasonofselflovepodcast.com. You know, you can stream it on any podcast streaming, Spotify, iHeartRadio. You know it. Go do it. Yes, as well as join our Facebook page, Season of Self-Love Podcast. All right? So until tomorrow, I want you all to continue to explore the depths of self-love and personal growth. And again, if you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with someone who might need a little nudge towards embracing themselves fully. So stay blessed, stay beautiful, and always continue to love yourself fiercely and fully. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we hope that you enjoyed this fun filled with inspiration, empowerment, and self-discovery. Remember, practicing self-love is a journey and not a destination. For more information and to stay connected with us, visit our website at theseasonofselflovepodcast.com. And if you have any suggestions or questions or feedback, feel free to shoot us an email at seasonofselflove@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for daily doses of self-love tips, motivation, and community support. So join our Facebook group, The Season of Self-Love, to connect with like-minded individuals on their journey to self-discovery and self-compassion. Thank you again for being a part of our community and dedicating to nurturing self-love and embracing self-worth. So stay tuned for more exciting episodes and guests in the next season. And remember, you are worthy of love, kindness, and all the happiness in the world. So until next time, take care of yourself and spread love wherever you go. See you soon.